Your father.
Everybody should have like their own like personal like identity. Do you get that kind of thing? But anyway, that's just by the way. My name is Oladolupo, like I had said, and well, bid you a warm welcome to the bar this very interesting afternoon. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. In fact, few things that, how do I explain it now? That we have talked about over and over again. Mm-hmm. I'm even almost tired about it, but it is what it is. The conversation is not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's about the labor, the Nigerian labor, the organized labor in Nigeria. There are a few things that we're going to be talking about with that. There are also one or two. We're breaking it down. It's official. The strike has been suspended, not ended. It has been suspended, so we would hear what they have to say, talk about a few of the resolutions that they had with the federal government, and we'll go all the way. There are a few other stories here and there in the in Nigeria before we go all the way to a bit of international news. Very interesting international news today that we're going to be looking at, and if time permits us, a bit of sports news before the end of the hour. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. Now, first things first, of course, the story that is on everybody's lips is that Nigeria Labour, after 24 hours, have suspended the strike. Mm-hmm. So do we say kudos or hello or thank you?
The government shifted a bit, I guess.
Oh, yes. And I'm guessing they too are not expecting some money. So according to the federal government and the bit of resolutions that they made, one of the resolutions is that the president had agreed to pay above 60,000 naira minimum wage that they were talking about.
Okay.
So, above 60,000 naira could be anything. We don't know what exactly the figure is, but it said above 60,000. There's also talks of another very interesting conversation around that is that there will not be a reprimand of people that enforced or carried out a lot of things to enforce the strike.
Why should that be in the clause?
So, above 60,000 is the catchphrase, is the operative word or buzzword or whatever. And it leads me to something that happened in recent history. The amazing Professor Arsene Wenger. Transfer window opens. He's chasing this player. Okay. The guy is 30 million. That time, 30 million was a lot of money.
Not in Naira, though.
Of course not.
Okay.
It's Wenger now. Waiting concern with Naira.
No, I wanted to clarify that.
I get you. So the man goes and beats 30 point something. I think it was a Brazilian player or something.
Yeah.
Going.
But it's very true. Above 60,000 could mean 61,000.
Extra one.
Welcome to my world.
It could
So, me, I'm just telling Labor.
I think it's a very, very dangerous thing to agree to. Above 60,000.
No,
Unfortunately
please,
for them,
let them agree.
I think that, no, what I'm saying is that when you put stuff in agreement, it should also
be very
shouldn't be
explicit.
vague.
It should be explicit.
It should not be vague.
Yes.
Also, because I feel that with the actions of the labor yesterday, talking about shutting down the national grid, shutting down airports and hospitals and all that, I think that they had boxed themselves into a corner. Fine, they have agreed that there is a resolution that the federal government will not sack or reprimand those people. But why I said they boxed themselves into a corner is because it's almost like if they're not careful, the federal government is going to hold it against them. So, is when they say, and everything you do it at the ambit in the ambits of the law. So that, because now it almost looks like the federal government has them, because if they come up tomorrow, keep in mind, there is a governor that is paying 70,000 naira minimum wage. I personally don't think that money can be more than 70,000 naira. So if you're coming from 494,000, all this drama that you did for the past few weeks, you are still not going to collect anything close to what you were talking about. At the end of the day.
The one that really pains me, really, one of them was on national television this morning, and he was actually applauding the efforts of the Labour. He's a member, and he actually was saying that we locked down with this, we did that, we stopped the economy, we stopped the whole, and I sat there looking at him, and I was saying, wow.
Is that really?
At what expense?
Yes. The funny thing is that with what you said,
come on.
It comes off like you don't even want a resolution. You just want, it's like the whole concept is just
because
to be
according
destructive.
to him, according to him, anytime Labour says we are going on strike, we don't go again. So to most people, they lost confidence in.
So it's the strike that makes people have confidence in Labour unions. Like what? Okay.
Abi,
let me
let
me rein it in.
Yeah.
But it actually doesn't make so much sense to me. But also now, let's go back and look at the consequences of the things that they did yesterday. I think that at some point, some things need to be spelled out. At this point, the National Assembly needs to come up with laws. You cannot shut down the power of a whole country and it is not punishable by law. It's not possible. You cannot shut down hospitals. You cannot shut down airports. And it is not punishable by law. Millions and millions of money were lost. I would not be surprised if some hospitals come and say that they probably lost patients.
We're counting the losses gradually, really. The losses are huge.
Do you understand? I don't
They
think.
would definitely be huge.
I do not think that you should do that and be able to get away with it. It looks like they're going to get away with it now. Now, why I said that the National Assembly needs to do a lot is that this cannot continue like this. You can't continue like this. It's when 2024, for goodness sake, it does not make any sense. Okay, Peterman says surgical castration bail of who? Okay, so we definitely will get to that point. Definitely will get to it.
Don't worry, you're safe.
Don't worry, you're safe. Hopefully.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Anyway, so basically, with some things that we definitely cannot continue. We're in 2024. You cannot be shutting down. It is a treason. To me, I think it's treason.
It's a punishable offense anyway. Either way, whether it's treasonable or not, it is a punishable offense, and only the courts can rule, really and truly. Those who are saying that
maybe not just the courts,
government should make bold statements to say they will not be touched, they will not be punished. What have they done wrong? Why
exactly? Why do you need
all that?
Exactly. If you don't think they need anybody,
why?
Exactly.
Because whether you like it or not, some of you
you are messed up. You know you are messed up. I don't know.
I'm not government, but come on. You have to face the music sometimes. It was anyway. An engineer told me. He says even if they put the grade back to work immediately, it's not that they will put it to work now and you get light immediately.
Oh yeah, it's going to take a couple of hours.
Well, we mentioned it yesterday.
It's going to take.
It takes a while. It's a systemic, thing. Shutting it down might be abrupt, but bringing it back up, it takes hours. It takes a long time. That's why whenever you hear about the grid crash, the earliest you hear is a couple of hours.
True.
Sorry, please excuse me. The old matter, the matter that we're talking about was completely avoidable. A lot of people don't see. Sadly, I don't know why we're all agreeing in this bar.
We have to.
We shouldn't.
No, we shouldn't, but we have to. It's all about
no, we shouldn't, but we do.
I agree. Sorry?
Yeah, Peterman.
You have a comment, okay.
Peterman.
Okay, Peterman says, that's why I encourage privatization of these government assets. One can even make a case that the labor unions are the ones sabotaging these infrastructures. They don't want the input of private industries. I totally agree with you. I agree. That just cuts it off because you can't tell a private how they're going to run. Yes, I think that makes a lot of sense.
I said it for many years here at the bar that we don't even need a national grid. You know, you might have a central power system that caters to maybe some federal infrastructure, hospitals, the military, police, you know, even the seat of government and all of that. But I'm glad that they finally passed that bill because we don't need a national grid. We don't. You know, a couple of years ago, when they plan a coup, all they need to do is take over one radio station. Just one. If anybody tries it now,
No, don't talk. Move on.
You need
bring up memories for me.
I'm sorry, I have
No,
to.
but you're right.
If anybody tries it now,
you're right.
in Lagos alone, there are about 60 radio stations.
How many
Ibadan
people listening to you?
even has more than Lagos
How
now.
many people are listening to that radio station? You will just talk and
So,
talk and talk and talk. Nobody will hear you.
I Major General Igbo. Before you know, all the other stations are playing scapegoats. You know. So
That's the one you said. I Major General that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
That particular year. Eh?
Yeah.
We were made to lie flat on our faces, down under the table.
Oh,
under
wow.
the table. Yeah. And we were, yeah, on table.
So
the
you are studio
studio
there.
table.
Oh wow, I'm happy for you.
It's a story, oh.
I'm happy for
Yolupo,
you.
it's a story, oh. So that was how I said, hey, the thing you're touching this afternoon about that thing. But you are completely right. And what Peterman said, and I look at privatization too. You know, there was a time, I can't remember the year, NTM textile mills, they decided to go on strike. Just whatever, you know. And it belonged to Odu, I think. So they had held the company down for the first day, I think second day. By the third day, they got to the gates. Sharp-looking military guys were there. And, you know, and the whole idea was, what happened, said, the owner of this structure invited us to make sure that nothing happens.
End of story.
Yes. And the owner happened to be the government, but a privatized
Yeah.
it was regional.
up to at that time. So any private, this can't happen on the private level. Oh.
Yeah,
You've
it
lost
can't
your
happen.
jobs. You have lost your jobs.
His
You know?
suggestion is fantastic, and it
Yeah,
just
I
tallies
agree.
with what I have been begging
Yes,
for.
I agree.
You know, if we had a decentralized power system, you want to now go and shut down
everybody.
Oga, you go, how do you
Yeah.
now?
Where do you want to go?
How you want to do himself? You know, again, these guys cannot claim that they were fighting for us and be hurting
And we're
us.
the ones that, you know, the funny thing I was
It's
saying
almost
today,
2 days without power.
Are we saying that President Tinubu does not have power in Aso Rock, or Shetima does not have power?
All the people that you're supposed to be targeting, they have power
They
now.
have power. The one is we that we are just here. And
Then-
you claim you're fighting for.
then those
They were
of
the
us-
ones that don't have power.
Then those of us who are like, okay, no, don't worry, we'll get by one way or the other. We can't buy fuel because you won't let the fueling station sell.
That's what
We
I'm
can't
saying.
get money from the banks because you were chasing people out of the banks. And sadly, some people were chased out of hospitals.
Let me explain to you again. If President Tinubu needs money, which he doesn't need, really, they will bring the money to him.
They've done it
Bank
before.
open or not.
Even when he wasn't president.
Even when he wasn't
we saw
president.
bullion.
Yeah.
Bullion.
So what sense does he make? Who are you fighting, really? Anyway, sorry, hold on that thought, Uncle T. Chief Onikoko says productivity. Dolapo say okay, it's Doluposa.
It's deliberate.
The minimum wage in advanced countries is usually 50% of the GDP per capita. The labor union is demanding 10 times the average of the GDP per capita. And that's a very, interestingly, I saw a lot of people had been saying a lot of things for and against, and someone came up with the idea that how much is 60K? That 60K is that 60K is 2,000 naira per day for someone that wants to spend and all for a family of 6 with 6 children. And I now saw someone replied and said, the number of children, you're not employed based on the number of children you have. Number one, keep in mind, nobody is getting paid minimum wage. 2, all very rich people have 2 children. Why do you have so many? It depends on your skill set.
So I also feel that Labour has completely lost it. I remember many years ago there was a Labour mass transit, and those buses were big. They were like massive molues, and they would move people from point. And Labour was making money off that thing, which will help cater to the welfare of their members. What happened? What happened to it? Why
Oh,
are they not
they're all
look at-
about
why are
strike.
they not looking at their own IGR? That's one. Two, why are they not pushing government in the area of providing mass transportation? You see, if you earn 10,000 naira, God forbid, in this economy, but if you earn 10,000 naira and you don't have to pay 200,000 rent at once, you don't have a problem. Do you understand? If you earn 10,000 naira and all you have to do, is to get on a very affordable CNG powered bus or a labor bus with your card, you don't need too much money.
You don't need too much money.
If you earn 10,000 naira and you don't have to pay humongous amounts to buy food. So where are the areas that they should be focusing on? Is on the expenses. What are the things taking the money away? And that's what you should be focusing on, not just on a minimum wage. Because if you get that minimum wage,
It's going to increase inflation.
Inflation will go up.
Everything goes up, Shala. You are
there are a
definitely,
couple of comments.
Okay, so
definitely right.
Peterman has a question. He says, on a scale of 0 to 10,
Yeah.
how productive is the average Nigerian government worker? I say 0.5. Your thoughts?
You see what he's just raised now comes to performance and productivity. You are asking for example 100,000 naira to be paid monthly, example.
Yeah.
Okay, and this manufacturer looks at you and said, oh, you guys are going to down through because of it. Okay, I'll pay, but because I'm going to pay, this is what I'm going to do. Mr. Man, you do not come to work at exactly 8 o'clock.
I will
You
take
walk
it
in
out.
at 10
Yeah.
o'clock, I minus 2 hours of your money. Then productivity is going to be based on your promotion and elevation. Mr. Man, that somebody joined you 3 days ago and is performing better than you are.
You are out.
A month down, you are out.
It-
You're easily replaced. Performance and product match has to be matched.
We need to provide answers to that question.
yeah, that's what he's saying.
I know he has gone and laid the preamble.
Yeah.
So you need to now answer
the question.
Peterman's
How
on a scale
how
of 1
productive
to 10,
do you think a Nigerian worker is?
based on your experience.
Yes, you've worked in the public sector, you've worked in the private.
Look, this is it. It's going to be measured differently. I'll tell you why. Some establishments, private establishments, are so well structured.
Yeah.
From the beginning, the roles are defined.
Yeah.
What you are coming to do, you see it. Your job description,
Which you see
is
in most private entities. Yes.
Now, when you come to the civil service, okay, whether anybody likes me, don't like me, I don't care. Okay, what we see in the civil service is a different structure entirely.
Oh yes.
A civil. No, I don't want to use civil servant. A worker, a government worker, may decide not to even come.
Are you
to
avoiding
work,
answering
to
this
work.
question?
What's the
No,
answer?
no.
On
On
scale
a
of
scale
1
of
to
1
10.
to 10, how productive do you think a Nigerian civil servant is?
I've measured it up. Private.
No.
It should be higher.
No.
Wait.
Public servants.
Public servant.
Yes.
Yeah. Public servants.
Yes.
Is almost zero.
Okay,
So
so
you
Chief
agree with him?
Owadikoko says
I agree with him.
they need to introduce
I agree with
hourly
him.
pay Tokumbo. The Ogauta mentality needs to be
It has to
destroyed.
be destroyed.
And that's it. It really needs to be destroyed. And I remember I will take my own experience when I was serving. I was working in a federal establishment, and it's sad to say, but I was only needed in the office twice a month, and I was getting paid. The people that were proper workers there, you will see people come in the morning, come to sign in, and then you hear
they
someone
leave.
says,
They're going to
I want to go and make my hair, or I want to go to the market, or nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens in that establishment. It's a federal service, and it is a system. I'm like, what's the point of this whole office?
You see, so to ramp up productivity of these workers.
Chola,
All right, sir, go
please,
ahead.
before you wrap up.
Yeah.
That
No, we're
was
not
one-
wrapping up.
No, to
I
this
said
particular,
ramp up.
this one is it. Now, this is it. A civil servant also works in a broadcast organization,
Yeah.
government-owned broadcast organization. The civil service culture in broadcasting is different from the one you find at the secretariat. I'm not talking about Lagos. I'm talking about all secretariats. Because as a broadcaster, right, you know the time to sit behind the mic and give a time check. You know the time. Your duty is to be there at all times.
But can I say that
Then-
also
then-
there is, you can also compare it to private.
No, wait.
You can't compare it to private.
I'm saying that a civil service. I'm still looking at civil service. So
that's what I'm saying. Even that
Right.
angle that you're saying, yes, maybe because they're broadcasters, they have timing to do
it's
things.
regimented.
But
you cannot go off it.
But also, in the private sector, things that one person will do, you will get to the public sector in that same organization, in a radio station, 4 or 5 people. Please explain to me what the hell is a continuity announcer or whatever.
No, don't go into the.
Are we saying that
We are
there are
going to
people?
break this bow.
Are we saying that
Let me
people
explain.
do not do those things?
No,
without
they do.
having.
We are looking at.
It's productivity.
No,
It's
hold it.
not making.
They
You
do.
don't need it.
They do.
If you remove that,
Even
are you saying
even-
that the presenter cannot do those things?
Oh no, they do. I'm only saying this. Listen, it is not that lackadaisical. Even within the medical profession, we have those things there. But it's not that, because a doctor knows he has to save a life.
Exactly my
A
point.
nurse knows she has to save a life.
Still,
But when you look at it
you
deep
cannot
down,
still
you
compare
still
it.
find some people who are a little bit lackadaisical. I'm saying that it's everywhere though, but it's just a bundle or a hip bundle. When you look at the public service structure, it's a hip bundle. And it's never going to go
Chief
until they change
Owoikoko
everything
is
around.
talking to you. He says
Yeah.
a timekeeper in 2024 nítorí Ọlọ́run Tokunbo. Stop defending them.
I'm not defending anybody. What does it mean by timekeeper? Explain it.
The continuity announcer,
No,
time check, all those.
it's a job description.
That's the point. That
It's a
job
job
description
description.
you don't need it anymore.
No,
We're in 2024.
He does
You can
more
even
than
automate
that.
those things.
No, he does more than that. He
Okay,
does
how
more
come you
than
don't see
that.
those things in private?
No, hold it. He does more than that.
Now, my question to
I'm
you
only saying that you will not find basically a lackadaisical attitude. Within
Okay.
those some structures.
Yeah, because
you find
it's-
some. but not as
I don't
very
totally. That's
pathetic.
why I said that. I
It's
don't
not.
totally agree with you.
It's
How
not.
come? Take for example that particular job description. You don't see it in the private, and private stations work.
They do have them.
They don't. They do not.
Listen
They
to me.
do not.
These things have changed.
That's the thing.
These things are
Change
so
with the
struggling.
time.
They have
Change.
changed.
That's the
I've
point.
only
So
used
why
it.
is it the civil service not changing with the times?
That is a question to ask them, because the civil service needs to be functional. They are not functioning, but yet they are collecting money. We are saying.
So if you are not
what I'm
useful,
saying,
leave the system.
the system cannot remove them easily.
Why not?
They can't remove them easily. Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay, sorry,
When
just
they-
one
when they are
second.
removing- when they are about to remove them.
Peterman says offices use chronos for timekeeping now. People still mark register in Nigeria. There's still somebody. It's still somebody's job to sit down by the register and be.
No.
come on.
They don't mark time like that on radio.
You know, I always like.
He's
to sit,
right about that,
I always
but-
like to sit back and
it's not.
and learn and listen and all.
Okay.
But I want to stay on point with this federal
Yeah, so
productivity.
Peterman says because if they change the look, it means that they will have to fire half of the staff.
yeah, so
They will go.
So
Maybe they need to.
They will go
So I want to
with the new salary coming.
I want to weigh in. I also want to weigh in on this thing because the workforce goes beyond menial staff or low-level staff. We're talking the entire
Yeah, the
workforce.
whole workforce.
And you're wondering why there are over 1 million people who are asking for this minimum wage increase, and how many of them are actually productive. You've been to I don't know, but I've been to federal ministries where there's a guy that's helping us open the lift. You know, and
That's what he does.
I don't get it.
And that's what he does.
I don't
They
get
call
it.
them
There's a
lift-
guy that stays there
lift
and,
men
he's
or something.
I
What
can't.
the
I can't.
hell is lift
They
men?
call them
I
lift
cannot
men.
What
operate
the
the
hell?
lift.
What
They
the
call
hell
them
is
lift
lift
men.
men?
So
We go to
guys,
private
please.
institutions.
They
Please.
have messengers too.
Don't
Go
want to
ahead.
lose my chain of
No,
thought.
you won't.
So
Go ahead.
you have those guys there. You know, you also have the guys at the gate who would just open the gate for you and they won't tell you where to park because maybe someone there. You see, if you look at it, it's waste.
Yeah.
That's what I see. You walk into this. I'm picturing a particular ministry in Abuja that we went.
Okay.
And the women at the front desk, they were all women, sadly. They were busy.
Chisting.
They were busy. So we stood there and we tried to catch their attention. Eventually, one of them said, "Oh yeah, what can we do for you?" Da, 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 da. So when they knew where we were going,
Work ethics.
their countenance changed. They were nicer.
Because
You know, they were. These
Yeah.
are the issues. So if we really want productivity, and if that ever happens, you will find that half of these guys are gone.
They're gone.
When the assessment was done in Kaduna by Nasir El-Rufai as governor, look at the number of people that he found. When Oshomole did the same assessment for teachers,
yes,
in Edo State,
In Edo
we all
State,
know what
same
happened
thing.
when a principal could not
Yeah.
even write her own name.
Yeah.
Exactly. Peterman
You know?
says people that move files when you can
It's-
email, fax, or PDF it
it's-
amongst offices.
And they're
move
still
our
there.
call, shake hand.
So
Collecting money.
these are the things. So
That's the
again,
thing. That's what I'm
again,
saying.
so this is what I see now. There is nobody that has the political will to correct this until maybe someone who doesn't need a re-election, who doesn't care, or someone who's done it first time and is saying, you know what, I'm going to get an efficient workforce when you will make all the noise and can't affect me. So because for political reasons, politicians take certain decisions,
Yeah.
even if they don't agree with it or they don't like it, they don't have a choice than to play along. And these are the issues that we have. You know, so I'm not even talking about politicians who end up employing 2,000 PAs
Explain
or
to me.
SAS and
so
all of
you know
that.
that
Do you
as
know-
much
all
as
of this
we
also adds
as
to
much
the-
as
to
we
the
talk
wage
about
bill.
the government,
Yeah.
the labor, this is part of what the labor should do, because for you to want to demand some things, it's almost like you to what are you doing with your own people to be able to determine that they are actually a viable workforce.
Shola said something earlier that you will need somebody who doesn't intend to come back again to serve, okay? To do all this
Yeah.
abracadabra. I agree. Do you know that today, rather than retrench or ask civil servants to leave, they transfer them.
To where?
They transfer them to other parastatals.
But they still get paid.
And we are saying the same thing. I only want to fashion this out. They transfer them to other parastatals,
Yeah.
still getting paid. Now, some even are transferred, yet they are still collecting their money from that place.
Yeah,
they won't
and
collect
still-
from the new place. No, they won't collect from the new place. Now, they would also, at the same time, transfer somebody from the ministry to go head, not just go and work, to head a whole structural organization.
And it's not doing
And
anything.
it's not really, he doesn't even know the functions of that new place.
New place.
It
So
doesn't.
Chief Orikoko has a comment for Apostle. It says,
Apostle.
So,
yeah,
it's official apostle, yes.
yeah,
yes.
I double dare Apostle when he becomes a governor to fire Kabiesi's nephew's bishop's daughter or Balogu's cousin in civil service. Bida.
Exactly. And these are the problems that we
So
have.
the problems.
And that's
And
why-
we saw
That's
the
that's
hue
what I'm
and
talking
cry
about,
that happened in
productivity.
Kaduna
It is
State.
true.
We saw. I remember that video that you just said about
True.
in Edo State, and you're wondering if a whole what's it called, a whole principal cannot write a name.
Then guess what happens?
What are you now teaching the children?
Guess what happens again? They will now tell you embargo on employment. Now the ones who are there,
Need to go.
who should have left, are still there.
Are still there.
Now, I'm not saying that everybody should be kicked out. I'm just saying that if you do some kind of appraisal or reassessment of your workforce, I'm sure half of these guys will be gone. I'm very sure half
You will
of them
see
will
it
be
now.
gone.
Nobody
You
will
get
be
to
there.
you get to
Another
a civil
issue,
service.
work
You get to an
ethics.
office.
I
All the
know-
person somebody does is
Work
carry
ethics,
file
yeah.
to sign.
Work
Sign this thing,
ethics
and
is
that's all.
gone.
That's how they do.
Another
Completely.
issue that's making the wage bills very humongous and that might come down is the issue of ghost workers.
Oh,
No matter how hard the governments have tried, they're still there. They are even abroad now. There are some people who are living abroad and earning salaries in Nigeria.
we are Nigerian workers are
There
a
wa-
wicked bunch.
There was
Excuse me.
very wicked bunch. I
Yes,
would
yes.
federal and state workers. Majority of them are a wicked
meanwhile
bunch.
with technology, you can
NLC.
solve all these problems.
Yeah.
if you want to.
If you want to solve it.
We saw
But the
IPPIS,
wage
how
bill-
they fought, how everybody fought, how ASU fought IPPIS,
Oh.
out to the ridiculousness in the kind of things that we do. Anybody that wants to bring sanity, they fight them.
The entity called Nigeria, the nation called Nigeria, is not a problem. It is the people.
You will see now the new person they are fighting
is
is
the people.
the CBN governor.
It is the people.
Is the CBN
We
governor saying that the
we
CBN governor
are the issues.
sacking
It's
people.
sacking people.
It's sacking people.
We are the issues.
You're not productive.
And the guy knows those who are working.
It's
And he
obvious.
knows the wastages.
It's wastage. At the end of the day, and the truth is that it's not that people don't need jobs. It's that the fact that you need to find ways if you cannot find ways of people to be what's it called? First things first, people need to be accountable. You should not you see some people will not go to work for days and they're getting paid. You get to work, you sit down, do nothing.
And guess what? They are the most vocal critics.
And they are the ones in labor now. They are the ones in labor unions because they don't have work.
Look, I buy you one Maltina. No, forget. You just.
I thought you were going to say Maltex.
No.
Chief Koko says at least Kabiesi's son still shows up for work. I have a friend that collects 3 salaries from Ogun State government, one from federal service at the border and one at Abeokuta South local government.
Wow,
this is real.
The honest truth is, I don't even doubt it.
Remember we had this discussion 2 days ago.
I don't doubt it 1 second.
And these are the issues.
These are the issues, right?
But if you had a central database, if you integrate your database, your workforce and everything, centralize it and integrate it with the federal, you weed out this kind of people now. Do you understand? Again, they will tell you, BVN this, NIN that. It's still happening, It's still happening.
But we still, don't we have conscience?
It's
how do you sleep at night?
It's
theft,
there's nothing like conscience in these people's game.
It's theft.
It's fraud,
It's both.
It's theft, like complete theft.
And again, still staying on it. So for me, if I'm going to score on a scale of 1 to 10, based on the question that Peterman asked, I would definitely be scoring them because of the ones that are working on an average, maybe like 3 over 10. And because, why? It's because I actually know some people who are actually working.
Yes, some people are working. For me, my issue with it is maybe 2. Why I would say that is some people are working.
I don't see anybody.
But also, I would say that a lot of people, even the work that they do, a lot of people can be a little bit more productive. Because if you get that same, what's it called? Oh, okay, someone says no Peterman. Oh, okay, I don't know, maybe
he stepped out. He's the one that asked us questions that we're responding
to. Oh, okay.
So
basically, I would my issue with it is that yes, are people working? Even the people that are working, how productive are they? Are we saying that in the system, like you had talked about a radio station? There are a lot of things that a lot of people do, 4, 5, 6 people do, that one person can do.
Definitely so.
That's where
definitely so.
That's where my own issue is.
Definitely so. My only thing is this: labor, as a national body, okay. Let's start from within before we begin to hustle.
Exactly.
Let's check from within.
Charity begins at home.
Things are totally wrong. Even once you're sitting down there,
it's the same labor.
That
will still come and picket and fight when you say you want to do assessment of people who are not up to scratch.
Why are you sucking our people?
Why is there a test?
Yeah.
And you know that even
it's a cartel, man.
After all said and done, this conversation has not ended because one, we know that at this point, the federal government is going to increase that 60,000. What they're going to increase it to, we don't know yet. But now, another fight that is going to start again now is the governors. Explain to me how these governors that have not, we've said it over and over again, and they're not saying anything. Do you notice they're very quiet?
Very quiet.
They're actually part of the tripartite.
They are, but the Nigeria Governors Forum has not said anything. There is no statement.
There's no need.
Nothing.
There's no need to say anything yet. You don't worry now. You too see when they pass that.
Because by the time they pass the bill, people that have not even paid 30K, that they are still begging them to pay 30K.
Labor don't find any issue in that for now because they have not said anything about it. But I'm worried.
So BT616 says
worried.
Okay, well that heard from you
last week.
He says, let's expose everything here. Do you know there are people still collecting salary for a non-functioning water corporation in Ogun West, Songo, Ota, Ifo? There are over 100 in number. Oh wow, he's actually being specific at this point. And then you would now say that the government is not productive when there's so much money being paid to unproductive people?
And this is just 1/10 of the whole
Okay,
mess.
okay. So
Of the whole
again, whose job is it to verify
These things? We all know
Do you
most water
understand?
corporations in states don't work. Why are they still getting paid?
You know, it's from within.
Why are they still getting paid?
Can you just imagine 100 ghost workers?
No, they will go to the office.
Are
See,
they-
okay, you're
No,
not saying it.
No, look, Paul, they will go like that on payday. Payday.
See,
Just see them mass,
well,
they'll come.
Are you just
And you're
are
asking
you
questions.
realizing?
Are you still
Take
here?
for example.
Are you still here?
Take for example, before the administration of former President Buhari, during the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amici, before they started building train stations, the NRC did not stop. They were there. What were they doing?
And they were not working.
They were not working.
There were no trains moving.
What trains are they? What trains are they looking? Now you can say that they have their work cut out for them because they have.
No, look, well, let's
their-
go, let's
it's
move on.
true now.
No.
Those are part of
see,
how many?
100.
How
You
many?
are perfecto. I am not
100.
contesting that.
Well, what
Ghost
year? What
workers.
year did you see water in your house last? Water corporation water.
Excuse me. Which water?
If not for Amechi, they will still be collecting salary without doing anything.
100 ghost workers in one particular spot.
But it's,
You know?
it's shocking.
And again, look,
It's so shocking.
these are the same people who will come out to criticize and analyze and all of that.
Yeah.
But they're also the ones perpetrating all the
They are.
Within
They're,
us, we
like I
have
said,
issues.
wicked human
We
beings.
have issues with
But-
us.
Anyway, talking about workers, you know,
Yeah.
there's a story that popped up that the IG had gone to talk about how people were paying money to get promoted
Promotion, yeah.
in the police. How? You know the funny thing. You know why I don't even when I saw that story, I don't doubt it. I remember very well there was a time that my mom someone had told her that there was so Chief Owonikoko says the department that verifies government employment in Oyo State is a very lucrative department. You pay to play. You pay for Ghost ID and you then pay 30% of the Ghost worker pay.
Ghost ID.
Level 10 to 12. Oh wow.
Chief.
at
Ghost
that level,
ID.
You people are breaking tables.
I don't get
today.
it. No, it's a bar.
You
Let's
people-
shake the
You are
table.
not shaking this one.
What?
The table has broken finally. No leg for the table anymore.
at that level 10 to 12 is big.
Yes, now. So I remember this
Ghost
time
ID.
where
Ghost ID.
basically it was like a constituency issue that she was supposed to bring a few people that they were employing in the Niger police, and a particular commissioner in that state had said that they should bring was it 50,000 naira each per person for them to be able to get employed into the police force.
When that happens and the guy eventually gets the job
Exactly. How do you expect him not to extort people?
at the checkpoint.
Exactly.
Everybody knows
Anyway,
that it's
that happens.
institutionalized.
That happens really.
Yeah.
That happens really.
Okay, Peter Bass says, Chief, discuss your state, Ekiti. Leave my Oyo state. I'm sure it's more terrible in Ekiti. I ain't gonna say that.
Chief,
You know what Peterman just did? It reminds me of
Thank
when
God I didn't even say anything.
when a
Don't
former
say anything.
And-
it reminds me of when a former governor was charged for fraud over 100 count charge, and every time he appeared in court, the people of his state would come there. The court was outside Delta State, so I didn't mention the governor's name, but it was out there, and people would go there. And
Did you not say outside
there
Delta
was-
State?
excuse me. It's
Yeah.
pastor.
What's your own
I
now?
was
Don't
just-
go back. Oh,
What's your
I
own?
just wanted
What's
to be
your
sure
own?
what I heard.
You didn't hear
Oh,
anything.
you didn't hear
So,
nothing.
it got to a point where some women were out there saying, "Leave her for us." So more or less like, "It's
Yeah,
our
it's our
thief.
pen.
It's
Yeah.
our thief. Leave our own thief for us." And Peter, man, you're protecting your own thieves, Abi. Okay,
Oh,
no problem.
Anyway,
No problem.
it's such a sad
So
situation.
when policemen have to pay to get promotion, what do you think they
what
will
else
do
is left?
when they want the next promotion? They go hit streets, no money now.
Yeah.
Allegation.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Anyway, it's such a sad matter, but we definitely will follow this. We will see. The tripartite committee is supposed to meet every day this week to finalize a lot of these things. So I'm sure that maybe by the end of the week we would hear about the new minimum wage, and we definitely will talk about it again.
Shall I put on the
But they
grid?
should go back, please.
It's just
Go back
on
to
the
work.
legs.
Go back to work.
I don't go back to
Labour,
work.
Go back to work.
Okay, don't go.
Okay.
Anyway, the Inspector General. Okay, we talked about that. The Nigerian Air Force strike has destroyed terrorist camps in Kaduna and Katsina
God
State.
bless the troops. Man.
Sadly, 3 people have died in a reverse tanker explosion due to
That thing is too rampant in this
yes,
country.
it is getting very rampant.
We had one down the
Also,
down this area.
in Niger State, a mining site had collapsed due to heavy rainfall, with 1 dead and 6 injured, and about 30 people still trapped. BT 616 says, "We that sent money for our Fred to get 2 slots in customs. If you know, you know."
Can you believe this?
Oh Lord, you people shall want to break this thing.
I'm not happy today. I'm not happy.
But these are facts. This
It is
is
what it
not
is.
happy at all.
Except
happening
whether we
on a
like it or
daily.
not, it happens. It definitely
They're happening
happens.
on a daily.
It's sad. It's very,
What?
very, very, very
Yeah.
sad. Anyway, moving on from that, let's go on as the next gist on our headline is surgical castration bill has been approved in Louisiana. Now, why? I think it was Peter Man that asked that question. We're back to it now. So apparently, the bill that was passed was for convicted pedophiles.
Yeah.
Yes, that those people should be castrated, and I agree with it.
You know,
Kaduna State did
Kaduna
it for
State, you know, has led in this area.
yeah.
They already, set the pace. Before them, Ekiti started this name and shame thing where every convicted pedophile
Yeah.
or domestic
Sexual offender.
or sexual offender, they would put them on the billboard and everything,
yes.
name and shame them.
Yes.
And Kaduna said, "Okay, you know what, hold my drink."
Hold my drink. Let
And
me.
I took it to the next level, and
They did,
there's
they
a
did.
law, that
Yeah.
that would lead to castration. I think for rape too, or
Yes,
whatever.
in
know,
Lagos
and-
as well. And keep in mind, in Kaduna State, it's not just for men. No, it's not only
Yeah.
for men.
Oh, really?
Oh yes.
How
oh,
do
yes.
they castrate women?
I actually did read the law. It's not just for men. Sha.
What do they do to women?
They're supposed to. I think they take out their womb or something.
Does that stop?
Anyway, Peterman says the law will be struck down in the Supreme Court in America. I bet they'll look for $20. Okay.
I see your 20 and I raise you 10. Na lie, na joke. Na joke. But
Well, I don't think that it should be. It's something that we need.
actually wish that this was the standard. Let it be the real deal.
There must be
this is-
something punitive.
Yeah,
Heavy-
it's so sad
heavy charge.
how everything
Heavy.
is normalized now.
Yeah, normalize nonsense. Normalize nonsense.
Everything is
But
normalized.
Let's be moving on.
Especially
Cool
with
down. We
the
have to do something.
With the
weather
multicolored and the rainbow light.
weather banner.
Anyway,
I'm not there. Not there.
we're moving on to Mexico, where it is sad. Where
From Louisiana to Mexico.
yes,
Only.
it's
Johnny, go
Johnny
ahead.
Ojin,
You're a rough driver.
Kojinara.
Okay.
Okay, so Peterman says, please Google the meaning of Nambla. Nambla. That's the end game of the community. Okay.
The weather.
Oh,
people.
man, boy, love. Okay. Okay. At this point, that's just.
They've normalized everything.
They've normalized a lot of things. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Anyway, moving on from that, still going to Mexico, where a Mexican mayor had been killed hours after they had just elected the first woman. Now, sadly, this other person too was also a woman. She's been a mayor since 2021. In 2023, she was kidnapped for a couple of days. And it's sad, but it has almost become a thing. During this election process, there are reports of almost 40 politicians being killed.
Yeah,
She was shot. This lady was shot about 19 times.
19, that's brutal.
Yeah, and our bodyguard was also killed in the
yes.
process. So when she was
Is she-
abducted,
Is she the next president? you
no,
know?
No.
I was just
we're
kidding
coming to
now
the
because-
president.
Oh, yeah.
But this is a mayor in a town in Mexico.
Mexico.
And she had been abducted in a place called Jalisco. And she was kept there for about 3 days or thereabout. So when she came out, she claims that the cartel that had held her told her to hand over the security apparatus of that city to their own people in the police force. So rather than play along with them, she called for military backup. Like the military should come in, and she also got herself some kind of a bodyguard system and everything. But I'm sure they were just watching her and saying, you know what, we're going to come for you. And sadly they did. 19 times they shot her, like Dolupo said. And of course, she's sadly gone now. But there's a trend that I noticed, like leading up to these elections, is the prominence of women, you know, in Mexican politics.
Yeah.
This election was actually run by 2 top women.
Yeah.
You know, and the lady that's won the presidency now,
Claudia.
yeah, she was the mayor of Mexico, so she actually had to step down, you know, because the president was allowed to run only on a 6-year term. So he backed her, you know, he's like a mentor and everything. And the other lady she went against to actually got a couple of votes, but it wasn't enough, and she's already congratulated her. And in congratulating her, she was talking about, I hope you have the power to heal our nation and all of that. It's obvious that the crime rate in Mexico it's amazing.
Ooh.
It's amazing.
daunting.
Yes,
I
it
don't
is.
know how
It's-
this woman is going to do it. I'm
know,
sorry. I'm not.
Over
I'm
30 people were killed leading up to the presidential.
More than 30.
And there were other
actually.
elections. I think there were elections in 8 states. There were 8 governors
Yeah.
elected. Some mayors were elected. and
Sad.
all of
It's
that.
really sad. Chief Owonikoko says, I followed one Mama Sisa to Juarez, Mexico for the weekend. And when I was in college in El Paso, the cartel shut up the club we visited, Orilo Yomi.
What did person go talk? What you go talk?
I know that
Say,
a lot of people
they
say
shut it
that
up.
Mexico is a very nice
Excuse
country
me.
and all that.
It
but
is nice.
I don't know.
Lovely. It's lovely.
I'll see it from afar. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Shout out to you
It's
people.
lovely.
It's lovely.
You know,
lovely.
I know my people were at Cancun last year. you
Yeah,
know.
I was talking about Cancun.
Cancun. You coming? No.
No.
I'll pass.
I'll pass so.
El
I'll pass so.
I'll pass.
You know, so
it's really
But
sad.
congratulations to the woman.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
a tough job.
Still,
Absolutely
people are
tough
still
job.
dying.
but the way that country is
Yeah.
structured
She
now,
needs is a lot of work.
I don't know how she's gonna pull
gonna
it
do
off.
it.
It's a lot of work. It definitely is a lot of
And
work.
she actually got over 60% of the votes.
Oh yes,
and
she
everything.
did. She did. She did.
Yeah, because of the incumbent who
Incumbent.
she's going to take over on the 1st of October.
Yes.
He has a over 60% approval rating in Mexico. So the way things are, it is hard to see how any politician can clear up what is on ground in Mexico.
It's a really
very difficult.
serious matter. Now moving on from that, going to India, as the Prime Minister's party is said to be leading with about 38.1% of the votes after about 3/4 of the votes have been counted already.
Man, over 640 million people voted in that election.
They will
It's
count.
taking them months.
They will count.
Oh yeah,
count.
they actually voted for 6 weeks.
Yeah, you
They
know.
voted for 6
It's
weeks
the
straight.
months, not weeks.
It's a lot. It's definitely
Over
a
600
lot.
million people voted. You know, but it's looking like Modri is going to, you know,
Is
take-
back.
It's like-
but it's also
sliding-
about how many
sliding
seats that
back.
they're going to get in the
Yeah,
house
they will.
and all of that. But I just want to applaud the fact that you cannot say that India has voter apathy with
Yes.
over 600 million people.
Exactly.
I don't even think America has 600
No,
million people
they don't.
voting.
They don't.
I know that their population is not the same. I'm just saying, you know,
Like
that
even the
I told
percentage
you.
is a
Yeah.
lot. It's a
It's
lot.
high.
That when
It's
it
high.
comes to politics in India, it's a culture. It's a
It's a
cultural
cultural
thing.
thing. I agree.
is that why you're shaking your head
I'm
like
saying
that?
to remind you that
Anyway,
everything in
moving
India-
on from that quickly. Interesting news coming
Okay.
from London,
Watch it.
where the police have secured a baby that they found in a shopping bag. The interesting part about it is that they claim that this is the third baby they found in a shopping bag around that area with the same DNA.
Yeah, so you know the parents have found a system, you know, rinse, use, and repeat,
Get pregnant, throw it, and then just
and you know that they're going to take the baby up and everything.
same. That's the worst part. Like same DNA.
Can they?
Three children.
Can they use the same DNA to
to
track
trace
them?
these people exactly. Maybe put them in prison, not because of anything. Separate them, so maybe they stop giving birth to more children. Anyway, Peter Mann
should
says
what?
They should stop giving birth to more children.
They should what to do them? What do
Separate them, put them in
separate
prisons.
In prisons.
Yeah. Gossip. Is the local not going to discuss the transfer of RCCG pastor Louisiana from City of David, Honeypot to Ebutemeta, broke people? I blame his wife. She don't go to rub pancake anymore again. So
we talked about it yesterday, Abi.
did we? I'm not sure we did.
He wants a
I'm not sure we did.
continuation on that.
I'm not sure we did.
We did.
So yeah,
we
we're
did.
there.
Okay, so
we
now,
did.
now
we did.
okay, so since we're there, maybe now that you brought it up
Again.
like the honest truth, the honest truth is
satisfy
yes, there's actually gist about how they have been returned to the. But I don't think Ebutemeta is broke people church. Ebutemeta is where the GO goes.
Please, my friend, you cannot compare, please.
But that's where the GO attends now.
How much is the tithe that an offering in that place?
The
compared
GO's
to
church.
the one in
Peterman
in
says
VI?
after building
Did you
that
work
after $1 million RCCG branch, no way Yomade leaves. He's going to leave RCCG with that building. So apparently, a new pastor has already taken over.
It doesn't
As
mean
at last, so we'll
Yeah,
see if
a new pastor taking over does not mean that these people cannot take their building. No,
But in
we don't know
reality,
the arrangement
they have not-
and the documentation
But
of
they
that
They have
building.
not,
No,
they are still keeping
I like what he has said
They
though.
are still keeping quiet now.
Peterman says compared to City of David, I beg the look for change glasses.
I beg,
My glasses work.
I beg, I beg, I agree. They say,
Oh God.
look, you see, at the end of the day, when you look at the donations at the end of every Sunday service,
See, I think that so there have been reports about a few petitions against them already. Now, I think that the party that they had was a tad bit insensitive. I felt that. So I've seen a lot of people that go to City of David. They've put out a lot of things that the Wigwe man, the Wigwe family were just not any kind of people. They did everything and did anything for that church. Out of respect, you are their pastor. Out of respect, that party could have been postponed. Now we get to the party, and then mommy pastor.
Sorry, did you say we get?
No, they get to the party.
Please carry on. We want to hear your first-hand experience at
No,
the party.
they get to the party.
You can't take it back.
They have taken it back. They get to the party.
She can take it back.
And
Okay.
mommy pastor is dancing to Flavor.
But you were not there.
There are videos. It's not even an allegation.
It's
It's
AI.
there.
It's AI.
He's right there.
AI.
BT616 says they had the same problem in America here. The pastors in America here won against the Daddy Geo. Oh wow. In other words, America RCG are like McDonald's. It's a franchise here. They only pay royalties to Daddy Geo.
You see? So come on. Things have
it's possible.
changed.
Yeah,
Things are changing.
we'll see the drama that is going to ensue from this. But at the beginning is, I think that party was lacking of a bit of emotional intelligence.
So I was asking you people yesterday. We talked about. I said, so the pastor was called. That God called him. So did God uncall him?
No, he has gone back to Ebutema. Is Ebutemata not?
Okay, but he's
His
suspended
pastor.
now.
No, he's going to be attending the church.
But he's not going to be pastoring
Is he part of the
during
calling?
suspension.
Is he the?
That
is
means
he
okay.
the
That
GO
means
is
his call is on hold.
The call
It's
is
on
on
hold.
hold.
It's on suspension. Suspension.
So God will just say,
Suspension.
Suspend your
your
hold.
call is on hold.
It's on hold.
So ABC says they pay royalties for using the RCCG name.
Yeah,
They do.
it's something like that actually.
so-
A lot of people don't want to face the facts, but man, facts are facts. And
The honest truth is, like I said, removing all that, it could have been a little bit more. You know, it just didn't rub off well. It's not nice.
Maybe the call was
That
not.
party, are we saying that she would not be 60 if that party did not hold that day?
Look, you are very correct. And I also share that as well. It's not a sentiment, it's a reality.
Yeah.
It's open flag for everybody.
Not one person died though.
You-
The father,
you
mother, and
pastor-
son.
Yeah, you pastors should begin to understand how these things work. Emotional intelligence you used. I also add social intelligence to it.
Yeah.
Environment
Yeah,
matters.
again, you know,
You read that.
he that the gods want to, they will first make.
The first, yeah. Chief Koko says RCCG is clearly on its way to a breakup once Geo moves on.
Okay.
I don't think breakup, but I think that the Pastor Adeboye being alive is really holding it. There's a lot of respect a lot of people have.
So what
for
about
him.
all these structures that they put in place?
That's why I said that him being alive actually still helps hold a lot of things together. I think I share that sentiment. Okay, Chifonica, RCGs is going to end like CAC and Cherubim and Seraphim ended. Okay, they're still there.
This one's no end though.
They're not ending though. They're not ending.
A la continua.
There's
Any
still.
other stories waiting for us?
Oh yeah, basically we're just a bit of sports stories before we leave. Coco Golf has now moved on to French Open semi-finals. That's looking good. Also, the D Tigers are set to play Germany and Puerto Rico for friendly games leading up to Olympics.
Yeah,
Olympics
that's
is the
that's
next
a
big
massive
thing.
one, and you know they're in a top group at the Olympics. It's going to be hard because they're going up against top teams. So these two friendlies would hopefully, but the problem is that I hope that it's the same roster of the people who play the friendlies that will make it to the
That will make
Olympics.
it. Yeah, Chief Olugogo said, ended as in how they have factions. Celestians have how many factions now? It's I think make
just like SB of Shofa died, then
a lot of things
okay,
went.
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm still talking about sports. English FA is set to ban West Ham player Lucas Paqueta for life.
Yeah, but the guy claims he didn't do anything wrong.
So what they're saying that there are extraordinary details that have now been
For life.
that have come out that's showing that there are a lot of things that he did, a lot of fraud that went on compared to with his
An active
betting
player.
issues. Yes, an active player. Peterman says Apostle is like my prophecy is coming to pass. Nobody wants Osimhen in England. Apparently, I think Arsenal actually still wants him. There are talks of him being getting replaced with two players, not even one, two players. And whether you like it or not, I think that he's still a very good. They're talking about an exchange for Tomiyasu and Emil Smith Rowe to Napoli. So I think that Osimhen is still a good catch for anybody at all. So you want to say something about that?
No.
Anyway, before we go, finally, President Tinubu's horse won the Bida racing tournament.
Yeah,
To keep in mind, yes, last year the horse was renamed Renewed Hope.
Okay.
But keep in mind, this horse for the past 3 years has been the fastest horse in Africa.
In Africa.
Yup. Apparently never heard about it until
So
yesterday.
is the president betting on it?
They said
Is it
is
IGR?
for the past since 2022,
that's it.
2023,
This
2024.
question that my
This
question is
third
fraudulent.
time, very fraudulent.
I can
Very,
ask
very
you answer question.
It's fraudulent.
President have us that is running
BT616 says Tinubu they give that horse Chicago. Goodbye. At this point, I'm going.
Take care of yourselves,
It's time
please.
to be going.
Have a lovely day of what's
So
left of
that
it.
us now, I say that is the fastest us in Africa.
Apparently.
Has it run against my own?
Excuse me,
Which
please.
horse do you have?
Excuse me,
I have
please.
us in Ikoyi
Excuse
now.
me, please. Can we say bye-bye to them?
You can say your bye bye.
can
I want
say,
to know about this horse.
Google it.
Ah.
Google it.
Look, let's bye-bye. Oh.
Bye. Before you put me
So
in
president have us.
trouble. President have us.
Please, off mic.
Bye.
Off mic, please.
Mr. President, you have us.
Off mic.
Off mic.
You have us.
Off mic.